M-I-S-O. Do you know what kind of miso you are actually eating? Let's talk about miso today. Hi guys, I'm Nanase, a Koji maker from Japan, now living in the Yukon, Canada. So today, let's talk about miso. First of all, miso is basically made with 3 ingredients. Do you know what are they? Number 1, soybeans. Number 2, salt. And number 3, koji. Koji is rice or grain that have been inoculated with koji mold. So when you make miso, you cook and mash beans and then mix with koji and salt and pack into a container. So without koji, it's just the salty bean paste, obviously. But thanks to koji, soybeans gradually turn into delicious miso with deep complex flavor and extra nutrients. And that's the magic of fermentation. So today, let's talk about the biggest way we categorize miso. M-I-S-O. We can divide miso into 2 groups by color, red and white. So this is white miso. We call it Shiromiso in Japanese. Shiro means white. This is red miso on the other hand. We call it Akamiso in Japanese. Aka means red. They look different and also they taste different. But why? How they become such a different miso? There's 2 reasons. The first one is the ingredients. Shiromiso often made with rice koji or barley koji. And this is the barley miso, so I made this miso with barley koji, soybeans, and salt. And barley koji and rice koji are light in color, and Shiromiso often uses large amount of koji, which makes lighter in color and naturally sweeter. Yes, so this is Shiromiso. Akamiso. This one is Akamiso. Akamiso often uses soybean koji, and soybean koji has darker greenish color. So from the beginning, Akamiso tends to darker. The second reason is fermentation time. Shiromiso is usually fermented a shorter time, from humans to around a year. Because it uses more koji, fermentation happens faster. And we don't need much salt, that's why Shiromiso tastes mild and sweet. Akamiso uses more salt and ferments more time. As it ages, the color becomes darker and darker. Even though it contains more salt, the sharpness softens over time and deep umami develops. I often bring my 2-year-old Akamiso to my miso workshop and do the tasting. And some people said it tastes like cheese, like longer aged cheese or marmite, like super unique fermentation flavor, right? Isn't it so amazing that this miso is only made with just simple ingredients, like basically just soybeans and salt, but it creates that complex flavor. It's so hard to describe the things in English because I made a script, and if I have scripts, I want to use the perfect English because they are the right way to speak because I have a script. But I want to use my own words so that I can tell you what I'm actually excited about, or I want to use my words from my heart. But it's hard, but I'm trying. And I often make mistakes about English. But I want to tell you about how good and how fun that the koji fermentation is. So I'm trying, okay? Thank you. Miso! So let's get back. Shiromiso made with rice koji or barley koji and use less salt so that it's sweet and mild and shorter fermentation. So that's why the color is lighter. And actually, like, shiro is not white, right? Because this is not obviously like pure white, but we call it like the lighter color as white and darker color as red. We often divide the things with red or white. So this is not obviously red, like the bright red, but it's the dark brown and brownish, like reddish brown, so we call it aka. So Akamiso uses more salt and you often use soybean koji. So that's why it's already dark in the color. But there's one interesting thing that this white miso transform into the red miso. As a missionary, I think even the white miso made with rice koji or barley koji turns into darker color if you keep it longer and longer. If you ferment longer, the color becomes darker. So you can call, if you keep this like 1 year or more and the color turns into very dark, we can call it Akamiso. So basically we call it Shiromiso or Akamiso, rely on color, not the ingredients, but Akamiso often uses soybean koji. And we have some very specific miso called Miso. It is made in Aichi Prefecture, and they only use soybean koji and salt. So they use a special soybean koji and mix with salt and ferments over 3 years, and then they made that specific Miso we call, and it's super dark. It's more black than red. That's one of the very traditional. That's one of the very traditional red miso. So all across Japan, we have more than 20 kinds of miso. Even though Japan is a very small country, the climates are extremely different. We have heavy snow in Hokkaido. It's around like minus 20 degrees in the winter. And on the other hand, we have the tropical summer in Okinawa, and we all eat miso. Usually miso prepares in the winter and left ferment a year or longer. So we prepare the miso in the winter, and time passes, the temp gradually rises, and hot humid summer comes and winter comes again. So some miso like ferments over 3 years, so they experience those kind of seasons. So that cycles of temperature or humidity creates miso's unique character. So miso is made with very simple ingredients. We're not actually creating that miso's flavor, but environment does. The temperature, the air, and the microorganisms. So basically these, this is the small universe in the jar. Miso! So they're not only koji enzymes, but tons of like microorganisms. So there are tons of microorganisms in there, and some appearing, some disappearing. The life of circulation is happening here. So every region has its own climate, its own seasons. Every year is different. That's why every places develop their own miso. It's a culture and lifestyles. Miso making is simple, but it's not just cooking. It's more dynamic, dramatic, and romantic, I would say. And in the end, it becomes something very, very delicious. So soybeans transforms into delicious miso. And it's not only tasty, it's nutritious, right? And it's preserved. Isn't it crazy? What a miracle, and how clever human beings are. So today I just wanted to talk about how we categorize miso, but probably I was like too excited about that and I'm talking too much. So we have white miso and red miso, so Shiromiso and Akamiso. They are different in color and taste, but while the miso is much more deeper and exciting. Okay, so what is your favorite miso? Do you have any miso memories? If you have questions, I love to hear them. So please just leave a comment. Let me know what would you like to learn. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. I run online English Koji community named Kura. If you want to dive into the world of Koji, you are more than welcome to join us. There are lots of articles, recipes, live streams, so yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, guys. See you soon. Love ya. Bye.